since you wrote a speech going against the prosperity gospel, why did you write that speech?
Well, thank you for asking, Mary. I wrote the speech because we clearly see that it is actually a false gospel, one that is not true all the time, and therefore is just not true at all. And that's why I wrote the speech.
What about churches who believe this?
Well, Mary, thank you for asking that question as well. What we see is that within even the liberal evangelical denominations that we would consider Christ-centered, that they speak against the theology of name it and claim it, or believe and receive theology. So we actually see that among churches that we do accept as biblical, that they do deny this, even in our more liberal denominations of biblical churches. They still say this just goes too far.
Well, what about the Bible? Does it allow for God giving people money and success if they're truly faithful?
That's a good question, Mary, and I appreciate you asking that one as well. Yes, the question is not if the Bible allows for success, but does it allow for persecution and righteousness? And what we actually see is with people like Job, is that the Bible specifically has God allowing suffering to happen to people who are faithful, like Job, who was faithful to God. And we also see Paul talking about suffering in Romans 5:3-5, and even Matthew talks about suffering and picking up our cross in Matthew 16:24-26. So the Scripture actually shows us suffering despite faithfulness. So I thank you for asking these questions.
Thanks for your answers, Isaac.
You're welcome, Mary, for nerd.